Mitchell hit his 6th home run of the year last inning. Check this swing. No appeal down to David Wiley at third. He says no, he didn't.
Good
2-2.
Tough pitch to take, too. Little breaking ball that they're trying to wrap around his foot. They threw it in the exact spot that they wanted to, but Mitchell did a good job of laying off.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Way outside, and a great play by Aaron Lowenstein to make the catch on that pitch.
We saw this when Pettis came in to warm up. It was last inning, but all of the fastballs were missing up and away to the left-handed hitter. His front shoulder was flying. He was too excited, and now it's starting to come back in. He held his emotions in check when he came out in the 8th, threw a couple breakables to get out of the inning, but now it's creeping back in, and the crowd's back in it. The emotions are getting high. This is where you got to take a deep breath and try to slow everything down because the game's just moving too fast for Pettis right now.
3-2 count and nowhere to put Mitchell. Missed it. Walks a run in. And it's 7-5. And now a base hit will tie this baby up.
And we talked a minute ago about Mike Gillespie not being able to go back to the mound, and earlier in the game about Ben Orloff and Ollie Litton and the guys that had organized the team practices in the beginning of the year. There's Orloff right now playing coach. Going to the mound, taking the opportunity to try to settle Pettis down in this spot, knowing that his coach can't come out and do it himself. But that's the kind of leadership that there is on this Irvine team. Orloff knowing the spot, knowing that he has to play coach in this spot because they can't take another visit to the mound.
Chris McGee pinch hit for Derek Helenihi in the 8th inning. Now Pontiff comes to the plate in this spot. And Eric Pettis having a hard time finding the strike zone.
He's just too excited. And you see this when guys get in a spot like this. He's trying to do too much, and he's missing in the same spot every time. Up and into the right-hander because everything's going too fast.
There's the strike. You just saw Christian Bergman warming up in the UC Irvine bullpen. Big swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. And it's now 1-2 to the pinch hitter, Nick Pontiff, as LSU is trying to force a Game 3 tomorrow in the Super Regional Series. Down 7-5, 2 runs across in the 8th inning. 1 here in the 9th for the Tigers. Pontiff to third. And Derrigish steps on the bag at third, but a run scores at 7-6. As UC Irvine gets the first out of the inning.
Pontiff puts it in play, and that's the key right here in a 1-2 count. And it's not an easy play for Derrigish, and then he kind of loses his foot. He no chance to throw off Pontiff, who has pretty good speed at first base. But they do get the runner at third base, which keeps the double play in order. That's the key right here. A hard ground ball that still ended for Irvine.
And now the very dangerous Blake Dean coming up. He has had a tough time at the plate.
Just get the feeling that this might be his time to break out. He has not had a good series so far, but Paul Maneri said he's been our most clutch hitter the whole season.
Breaking ball, strike 1. Dean, a strikeout victim once today, struck out 3 times yesterday. 0 for 5 in last night's game. He does have a hit today and a run scored. Came back in the 4th inning. A base hit could tie this one up. Outside.
The difference in the at-bats for Dean up to this point and now is Irvine has had somebody on the mound can throw him something soft away, so it's moving away, and the inability to keep that front shoulder, and he couldn't stay on it. Pettis can't do that.
Breaking pitch. Into right field, base hit. Here comes the tying run. And LSU has tied it up here in the ninth.
They came back and went off speed, but watch what this ball does. It comes back in to Blake Dean, and that's the key. If it's off speed going away, he hasn't been able to keep that front shoulder in, but when that off speed comes back over the plate, it plays right back into his swing. Caught enough of the plate, he stayed on it, and there is no chance you're going to throw Mitchell out at home plate. LSU, whose offense had not been around the last 17 innings, comes to life here in the ninth and ties it.
And now Sean Ochinko, who was a pinch hitter last inning, comes up. Base hit! And LSU leads.
Everything's starting to spin. Now they're starting to get the hops again. This is a tough ballpark, and it's real hard in front of home plate. Derigish, who's been so good over at third base, is playing even with the bag. Ochinko knocks it right in front of home plate, and it bounces right over Derigish's head. Nothing he can do, and then LSU takes the extra base. Ochinko into second base, and Dean into third. Now they'll put Matt Clark on. Big, powerful six-hole hitter for LSU, and load the bases for the freshman LeMahieu.
Unbelievable. LSU with 4 runs here in the top of the ninth, as these fans want to see another game in this old ballpark. They don't want to close it down today.
Not ready to go home yet. You know, if there was a way to close this thing out, this is it. You just have the feeling that something special was going to happen. There's been too many memorable games at this ballpark, too many teams that have done things that will go down in college baseball. You just had the feeling something special was going to happen today.
Third walk for Pettis, that one intentional. Now Ted Silva will call on Bergman from the bullpen. Four runs in the top of the ninth for LSU. They have the lead now, 8-7, and not done in the ninth.